Oh, no, I was just going to ask you. It's kind of a personal question. You don't have to answer it by any means, but I was just kind of curious how you're planning. I know Isabella, she's turning 5 tomorrow. I just found out from reading the show. Happy birthday.
I know. I clearly am going to wake her up at 12:01 by playing Happy Birthday on a kazoo really loud by her ear. But anyway, go on.
Oh, well, I was just kind of curious how you're gonna handle education with her. Are you planning on enrolling her in some kind of Montessori school, or are you gonna homeschool, unschool? I would just love to know what you're planning on doing in your personal life. You don't have to answer it. I was just kind of curious.
No, listen, look, I'm constantly grilling people about their personal lives. I'm sorry. You see, Katie, we try not to bring personal issues into this show, so I'm afraid that's off topic. No, it's perfectly fair. My God, I mean, everyone can ask me anything. Look, I'm an open book because I certainly encourage that in the caller. So, and you know, I can see the public school in you coming out because you're assuming it's my decision.
It's more her decision.
Yeah, she has offered that she might go to school when she's 10. That's her latest offer.
Oh.
But she is showing no interest at all in school. And
so you're following the lead.
I don't, you know, if I could prove to her that school was really better for her, you know, like vegetables over strychnine or something, you know, like if I could prove to her, then I could sit down and make the case for her, right? But better would have to include her happiness, right? So let's say that, well, you know, if you go to school, then you'd be reading by now. Well, she is actually reading. I mean, now, if I were to say to her, well, you could read a lot better if you were in school or whatever, right? Or, you know, if we read for 6 hours a day, you'd be fully fluent by now or something like that. Then she would quite rightly basically ask me, well, how's that going to make me happier? Which is, you know, important. I mean, philosophy is important to me, and the purpose of philosophy is happiness, right? So even if I were to say to her, well, you'd know math better, you'd be better at geography, you would know, I mean, she knows the history of First and Second World War. She knows Europe. She knows what an atom is. I mean, she's, you know, she knows the solar system. She's really, you know, because she asks me about shows, and then I bring out the paper or the tablet and we draw everything that's happening and all that. So she's learning like a Cracker Barrel as it is. But I would have to answer her the question, how would this make her happier? I can answer that question about sugar versus non-sugared food, right? You know, like your poops will be sour, you could get diabetes, your teeth will be hurt, and so on, right? I mean, I don't mean if she does, like if she has too much sugar kind of thing, which I also have to remind myself sometimes because I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. So I can make that case to her. I can make the case to her as to why going to bed a little earlier is probably a good idea. You know, she's cranky, she might get a headache, which she sometimes does if she's up too late. You know, and it's going to be kind of boring for you because I haven't talked to her mom all day, so I want to talk to mama, so it's going to be kind of dull. And, you know, your brain needs sleep to grow, and I've sort of shown her some of the diagrams and some of the stuff you can find online. So I can make that case to her, and she will, you know, grudgingly occasionally accept that case. I don't know how to make the case to her that she will be happier going to school because she knows that she's happy at home. Right? She knows she's happy in my company or in her mom's company or both. And I can't say to her with a straight face, you will be happier if you are away from me for 7 hours a day. How could I be a good dad and kind of say that? It wouldn't make any sense, you know? Like, I know I'm fun, but you know what's really fun? School. Yeah. It's like, well, I'm really not that much fun if school is a good competitor for me. So.